The Super 17 saga takes place after the battle with baby Vegeta. We begin as the 30th World Martial Arts Tournament kicks off, and Goku is already competing. He's stuck in the junior division given his smaller size though, put up against an opponent named Charlie. When Charlie kicks him, Goku barely reacts, causing the kid to cry. Gohan, Videl, and Krillin arrive, questioning why Goku didn't mention he was in the junior division. Goku, confused, flashes back to an earlier conversation with Hercule, questioning the champ on why Pan can compete in the adult division and he can't. Hercule tells him that he didn't meet the adult division's height requirement, and Goku buys the explanation. However, Krillin reveals the real reason. Hercule wanted Pan to win the championship to keep the title of world champion in the family. Meanwhile, Hercule is doing an interview and contemplates retirement now that Majin Buu is no longer around to help him. This news spreads around town and gives Trunks the opportunity to retire from Capsule Corporation as he sneaks out to head to the tournament. Meanwhile, Pan forfeits her quarter match final because she doesn't want to take the risk of ending up like Hercule. At the same time, Vegeta intends to head to the tournament, determined to challenge Goku. The Junior Division Championship match begins between Goku and a kid named Mugly. Mugly is terrified, and as he backs away in fear, Vegeta barges in, challenging Goku to a real fight. Goku agrees but says he'll face Vegeta after beating Mugly. Panicked, Mugly runs into Goku, catching him off guard and almost knocks him out of the ring. When Goku is barely holding on by his fingertips, Mugly tickles him, forcing Goku to let go, and Mugly becomes the new junior champion. Trunks finally arrives to see his father angrily punching a wall, frustrated by Goku's loss. Trunks leaves him alone and heads into the stadium just in time for the adult finals, Mad Chili versus a fighter called Papaya Man. Surprised that neither Goku nor Pan is in the finals, he joins his friends in the stands. Curious, Trunks questions who Papaya Man is, and when Mad Chili is defeated, Goku explains that Papaya Man is incredibly strong as he's only using a billionth of his true strength. Goku then reveals Papaya Man's true identity as Myuu. The real championship match begins between Hercule and Myuu, Hercule nervous as he knows what's coming. Myuu pummels Hercule, but before landing the finishing blow, Majin Buu's thoughts influence him, leading him to intentionally throw the fight. Hercule rushes in and knocks Myuu out of the ring with his megaton punch, prompting the crowd's celebration. Feeling the love from fans and reflecting on his abilities, Hercule reconsiders retirement and agrees to keep fighting. As everyone heads back to West City, Goku and Vegeta power up to Super Saiyans and prepare to spar. However, when Goku's stomach growls, causing him to lose his strength, Vegeta laughs, and they agree to postpone their battle. Meanwhile in Hell, Dr. Myuu, previously killed by Baby, is confronted by Dr. Gero, the evil scientist from the Red Ribbon Army. Gero is quite aware of Myuu's brilliant mind, and proposes they work together to kill Goku once and for all. At the same time on Mount Paus, Chi-Chi and the others have relocated after the battle with Baby. As everyone enjoys lunch together, Pan questions where Trunks is. When he finally arrives, she runs to the door, growing horrified as Trunks appears badly injured and reveals that Android 17 attacked him. As everyone rushes to the door, they notice a strange hole in the sky. Goku senses something evil coming from it and is contacted by King Kai, who informs the Saiyan that Earth and Hell are being linked together through some kind of warp hole. Seeing this, the Dragon Team prepares for battle while the people on Earth are left wondering what the hole signifies. Meanwhile, Android 17 is sitting on a mountain, hearing mysterious voices in his head. These voices tell him that there are two versions of him, separated by time and space, but soon they will reunite. In Hell, another Android 17, created by Dr. Myuu and Dr. Gero, is responsible for opening the rift between Earth and Hell. People are beginning to panic, with some claiming the end of the world is near. King Furry tries to maintain order, but the citizens flee the cities in fear. The original Android 17 grows more malevolent, declaring that Earth is about to face an unprecedented disaster. In Hell, Dr. Myuu and Dr. Gero celebrate their partnership, Gero revealing that his plan has always been to replace humanity with a race of cybernetically enhanced beings. He states that the combination between the two 17s will create a power far greater than even cells, but reminisces on the issues he had controlling him in the past. To counter this, Dr. Gero created a small probe designed to attach to the original Android 17, giving him complete complete control over him. With this in place, the doctors plan to confront Goku, but decide it's fitting to let his former enemies take a shot at him first. Back at Chi-Chi's house, Trunks finally regains consciousness, but is bombarded with questions. He explains that Android 17 attacked him while he was heading to see Goku. Though he managed to escape with the driver, Trunks was badly injured, left with a message from 17 to tell Goku to come to Hell alone, or Earth will be overrun by every enemy he and his friends defeated in the past. Goku agrees to go to Hell, realizing that their enemies have already started making their comeback. He also wants to see if Cell and Frieza have grown stronger, confident that he can handle them alone. Pan wants to accompany Goku, but Bulma convinces her to stay behind. Meanwhile, Goten is ambushed by Babidi's henchmen. He easily defeats Pui Pui, but Yakon catches him off guard, only for Trunks to step in and save him. Together, Goten and Trunks defeat Android 19, who's hiding behind a building. Elsewhere, Hercule is being chased by the Red Ribbon Army, but Pan arrives and defeats them with a single blow. Goku arrives in Hell to find its workers already restrained. He's greeted by Dr. Myuu and Dr. Gero, though he's ready and willing to take them on. However, the two escape through the warp hole along with the newly created Android 17, leaving Goku trapped in the confines of Hell. To his surprise though, Super Perfect Cell and Frieza are there with him, and the doctors begin phase 3 of their evil plan on Earth. Frieza mocks Goku on his smaller stature, but Goku remains unfazed, confident in his newfound strength. The remaining Hell guards flee, terrified of the impending battle. Frieza and Perfect Cell vow to tear Goku apart, but he isn't intimidated despite their seemingly growing power. Goku powers up, surprising the two as his massive energy triggers an explosion, shaking King Yama's palace and briefly scaring Cell and Frieza. However, they quickly regain their composure when they realize Goku's power is unstable in Hell. As the battles unfold in both Hell and on Earth, Myuu, Goten, and Trunks take on the Cybermen, while General Rildo hunts down Pan and Hercule. Suddenly, Gohan steps in to protect them, squaring off against the machine mutant. In Hell, Cell and Frieza use underhanded tactics from the Dragon Team's skill set, prompting Goku to mock them. He uses Frieza's Destructo Disc as a surfboard and uses a Hell Spike to easily deflect a Kamehameha from Cell. The android's attack mutilates his upper body, while Frieza's Destructo Disc slices him in half. It appears both of his enemies are defeated, but Cell regenerates, revealing that their bodies are immortal in Hell. Back on Earth, Vegeta crosses Nappa again, quickly dispatching the Saiyan with a single blow and remarking that he hasn't grown any stronger. But then, Dr. Gero and Dr. Myuu arrive with Hellfighter 17, ready to challenge Vegeta, though Vegeta remains unimpressed by the new android's power. Elsewhere in the city, Trunks, Goten, and Myuu finish off the Cybermen, while General Rildo turns Gohan's right arm into metal, rendering it useless. In Hell, Cell uses a solar flare to blind Goku before absorbing him with his tail, declaring himself invincible. However, Goku surprises Cell by climbing back out of his tail, claiming superior strategy as the reason for his success. Frieza and Cell then trap Goku using a light cage technique and throw him further into Hell. There, Goku encounters an elderly woman who initially appears as a child. She randomly offers him a spa, which turns into a boiling cauldron, revealing that Goku was actually cast on a torture tour. He endures several tortures: the boiling cauldron, tickle torture, a burning sauna, and finally, the strangling ice, which immobilizes him. Cell and Frieza gloat, explaining that the ice will keep Goku trapped for 20 years. Meanwhile on Earth, Hellfighter 17 is battling Vegeta and contacts Android 17, urging him to hurry so they can merge. 17 begins attacking civilians, and when Android 18 confronts him, asking why he's gone rogue, he attempts to hypnotize her, inviting her to join their cause. Android 17 continues his attempts to manipulate 18, but Krillin intervenes, reminding his wife that she's married and has a child. Krillin also recalls that Android 17 was the one who killed Dr. Gero in the past, triggering a struggle within him. Just as 17 begins to process the truth, his machine mutant counterpart regains control over him, forcing him to kill Krillin. The sight of Krillin's death shocks Android 18 back to reality, and she launches an attack on her brother. In a moment of twisted resolve, 17 then targets Marin, aiming to use her as leverage to fully control 18. However, 18 shields Marin from 17's photon flash, leaving herself critically injured. Android 17 departs to merge with Hellfighter 17, 17, while 18 crawls over to Krillin, taking his hand in her final moments and whispering that she loves her husband before she seemingly dies. Meanwhile in Hell, Cell and Frieza continue to taunt Goku, eager for their revenge, but the ice that traps Goku begins to melt. Since the ice was created by the dead souls of Hell, it proves ineffective on Goku, who's still alive. Goku emerges and kicks his enemies to the ground, utilizing the ice machine against Cell and Frieza, immobilizing them. Since they're dead, the ice's effects remain intact as Goku unintentionally knocks them over, breaking them completely. On Earth, Gohan is occupied battling General Rildo, who manages to knock Gohan down and freeze a nearby building, trapping the Saiyan's leg. Just as things appear dire, Myuu, Goten, and Trunks arrive and destroy General Rildo with a single blow. Pan soon arrives with Hercule and Gero returns Gohan's limbs to normal. Meanwhile, Vegeta continues his battle with Hellfighter 17, initially dismissing his power. However, Dr. Myuu and Dr. Gero reveal that 17's only been using half of his true strength. Soon after, the original Android 17 arrives, along with Trunks and the others. Unveiling the final stage in their plan, the doctors command the two androids to merge into Super 17, an entity far more powerful than any foe the Z-Fighters have faced before. Super 17 throws back his hair and powers up instantly, leaving the Z-Fighters stunned at his overwhelming strength. Vegeta attacks first, though 17 is unfazed. He's thrown aside as Myuu follows, along with Goten and Trunks who attempt a combined attack, but all fail. Gohan launches a Kamehameha, but it has no effect on the android. Dr. Gero urges Super 17 to demonstrate his full power, and in response, the android takes down each of the Z-Fighters with a single strike. The Saiyans transform and Myuu powers up, but Super 17 releases a devastating flash bomber which blows them all away. Watching the events from Hell through a glass, Goku pleads with King Yama for help to return to Earth. However, Yama is powerless, as the disturbance between Earth and Hell make it impossible to intervene. Unbeknownst to anyone, the Earth's Dragon Balls begin to crack, starting with the 4-star ball. Meanwhile, a deceased Piccolo contacts Yama, requesting to be sent to Hell to help. Though Yama initially refuses, Piccolo begins acting like King Piccolo, causing chaos in heaven and blasting trees, which prompts Yama to grant his request. Back on Earth, Super 17 believes he's defeated the Z-Fighters and surveys the battlefield. In a final effort, Super Saiyan Vegeta unleashes his powerful Final Shine attack, but Super 17 absorbs the energy and redirects it back toward the group. Meanwhile, Goku struggles to find a way out of Hell until Piccolo arrives, vowing to do whatever he can to help Goku escape. Goku questions Piccolo's ability to get him out of Hell, but Piccolo contacts Dende at the lookout for assistance. Together, Dende and Piccolo devise a plan to create an interconnected energy beam, hoping to open a gate between Hell and Earth and free Goku. Goku wonders if this process is similar to fusion, but Piccolo explains that it's more of a fusion of the mind. The two Namekians attempt to send their energy beams to open the portal, but they fail. As Goku watches the Namekians continue their strategy, he starts to feel hungry again. With Cell and Frieza being pushed back to prison by Hell's ogres, Goku questions if they can bring him some food. Meanwhile on Earth, the Dragon Team continues their fight against Super 17, but none of their attacks have any effect. Frustrated, Pan yells out to Goku to hurry back. In Hell, Goku watches Vegeta take a beating from Super 17, while Piccolo and Dende persist in their efforts to open the gateway. At the check-in station, King Yama is overwhelmed as he scrambles to send everyone who escaped back to Hell. On Earth, Vegeta transforms into a Super Saiyan once more, but Super 17 turns Vegeta's power against him. As Goku is served soup in Hell, a group of dancing skulls emerges from it, distracting Piccolo. Just then, Dende informs Piccolo that he's almost in sync with him, and they continue their efforts. After multiple failed attempts, Goku suggests they chant Pepper Pot, Pickle Pot, Purple Pot to get in sync. Though Piccolo hesitates, the chant works and the gateway opens. Goku escapes through the portal, but before leaving, he urges Piccolo to come with him. Piccolo explains that if he moves, the gate will close, so he can't go. With encouragement from Dende, Goku escapes, promising to repay Piccolo, who's now trapped in Hell. Once Goku is gone, Piccolo's confronted by Nappa along with the members of the Red Ribbon Army, and decides to use them for target practice. Back on Earth, Vegeta continues to get beaten to a pulp, triggering Pan's frustration. Dr. Gero, fed up, orders Super 17 to kill Vegeta, who's down and feeling paralyzed. Pan then sneaks up on Dr. Gero, threatening to destroy him unless he orders Super 17 to stop. Dr. Gero complies, but Super 17 turns on him. Enraged, Gero realizes too late that Dr. Myuu had reprogrammed Super 17 to only obey him, betraying his former comrade. Dr. Myuu orders Super 17 to destroy Dr. Gero, which he does, and Pan is caught in the resulting explosion. With Gero down for the count, Super 17 refocuses his attention on Vegeta. Vegeta rises, ready to fight again, but before he can, Goku arrives just in time, knocking him out of the way of Super 17's energy blast. Vegeta loses consciousness and Dr. Myuu remains unfazed, believing his creation is more than a match for Goku. However, Goku transforms into his Super Saiyan form, determined to prove him wrong. With Pan unconscious, Hercule blames himself for her condition. In his anger, he declares that Goku will have to deal with him if he doesn't defeat Super 17. Goku responds by punching Super 17 in the stomach, sending him flying across the earth. Super 17 retaliates by firing his Super Flash Bomber, prompting Goku to charge at him from thousands of miles away and deliver another punch to the gut, but it has no effect. Super 17 counters with a barrage of punches and kicks, followed by another Super Flash Bomber when he catches up to Goku in Earth's atmosphere. One of the blasts hit Goku head on, sending him crashing below. Dr. Myuu celebrates Super 17's strength, but Goku, knocked to base form, reveals he's not done yet. Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan once more and launches an energy blast at Super 17. Uninjured, he tricks Goku into firing more energy blasts, unknowingly making him stronger. Goku then charges at Super 17 and uses the Kamehameha at point blank range, but once again, the android absorbs the attack and remains unharmed, continuing to power up. When the blast detonates, Goku believes he's won, but Super 17 powers up and launches a direct attack on Goku, sending him flying into the Earth's ocean. Dr. Myuu taunts Goku to continue, so Goku re-emerges in his Super Saiyan 4 form, declaring it's time for Super 17 to face an opponent his own size. Since Super 17 could predict his movements before, Goku believes that won't be the case now. At Chi-Chi's house, Chi-Chi emerges ready for battle, armed with a broomstick. Videl is also donning the Great Saiyan Woman outfit and is prepared for action, the four including Bulma and Bola rushing off to support Goku and the others. Back at the fight, Goku unleashes a series of energy blasts at Super 17, but none of them seem to do any damage as the android absorbs each one. Super 17 pretends to hide in the trees, setting a trap to gain more energy. Goku falls for it and follows him, but by the time they reach the other side of the forest, Goku discovers the android's plan. Goku decides to try and overload him with energy by setting up his own ambush. Super 17 causes the trees to rise as Dr. Myuu watches in shock, Goku launching a ×10 Kamehameha. As Super 17 continues to grow stronger from absorbing the energy, Goku reveals that he knows the android is feeding off of his attacks, just like Android 19 did in the past. Realizing he can't defeat Super 17 with Energy Blast alone, Goku vows not to give up until he's fully destroyed. Meanwhile, Dr. Myuu celebrates, believing his dream is finally coming true. Tired of Goku's persistence, he orders Super 17 to finish him off. Just as Goku prepares to launch another Kamehameha, Super 17 strikes him, forcing Goku to rethink his strategy. Goku endures as Super 17 continues his assault, hoping to make him start using up the energy he's absorbed. Goku attempts to use instant transmission, but Super 17 counters it with a full power energy wave to Goku's face. He reveals that he can sense the atmosphere's vibrations upon the Saiyan's re-entry, and Goku realizes that Super 17 is too powerful. As Videl and Chi-Chi fly to the battle, Chi-Chi is terrified and complains the entire way. They're being followed by Bola and Bulma though, and Bulma can't help but focus on the devastation occurring on Earth, wondering how they'll ever restore it to normal. At the battle site, Goku appears unconscious, and Super 17 prepares his Electro Eclipse Bomb to finish him off. He launches the powerful attack straight at Goku, but Goku cleverly uses instant transmission, appearing behind Super 17 and catching him off guard. He puts the android in a tight hold and boasts that he can't escape, though Dr. Myuu declares the fight a stalemate. Goku, however, reveals that he's willing to sacrifice himself to stop Dr. Myuu and Super 17's evil plans. As Super 17 struggles to break break free from Goku's grip. Goku gathers energy around him, turning himself into a living bomb. When he detonates, the resulting explosion engulfs the surrounding area and the sky is filled with smoke. When the smoke finally clears, Goku is back in his kid form, lying on the ground exhausted. Dr. Myuu assumes Super 17 is defeated, but to everyone's shock, the android emerges from the water. He reveals that he shielded himself at the last second, saving both his and Goku's lives. Super 17 prepares to kill Goku and avenge the Red Ribbon Army, but Android 18 arrives just in time. 18 steps in front of Goku and vows to avenge Krillin's death, surprising Goku, who's learning this for the first time. She declares that if Super 17 fires his blast, they'll all be destroyed as she has a bomb implanted in her chest, catching Goku's attention as he realizes she's bluffing. She tears part of her shirt, exposing her left breast, still covered by her bra, and goads Super 17 to finish them. She also tells 17 that he's changed for the worse, and she'll never forgive him for killing her husband. Dr. Myuu makes the mistake of berating Super 17 for not killing Android 18 immediately, noting that even if she does have a bomb in her body, there's no way it could do any serious damage to him. Rather than attacking Android 18, Super 17 turns and kills Dr. Myuu, much to the surprise of everyone. Super 17 then turns his attention back to Android 18, who unleashes a barrage of energy blasts at her twin brother. Goku warns her that Super 17 will absorb all of the ki blasts, but 18 doesn't care, stating she would rather die than let 17 win. This prompts Goku to realize that Super 17 becomes vulnerable while absorbing energy and comes up with a plan. Seizing the moment, Goku taps into his final reserves of energy and charges at Super 17 with a Super Dragon Fist, piercing through his stomach. Fatally wounded, Super 17 is vaporized by Goku's Kamehameha, finally avenging Krillin's death. Vegeta commends Goku's victory from afar, and Goku comforts Android 18, noting that the original 17 showed them how to defeat Super 17 by exposing his weakness and turning on Dr. Myuu. He reassures 18 that Krillin would be proud of her for avenging him, which cheers her up. Soon after, Chi-Chi and Videl arrive on the battlefield, ready to fight Super 17, but Goku informs them that the battle is already over. Bulma and Bulla arrive after, alerting Goku that the gateway opened from Hell disrupted the natural order of things on Earth, causing what would otherwise be considered natural disasters. They all decide to gather the Dragon Balls to put things back to normal, in addition to resurrecting Krillin along with the other victims of Super 17. However, when they collect the Dragon Balls, they discover that they're cracked. Despite this, they decide to try using them anyway, but the sky becomes red, and Goku senses an unfamiliar evil presence. Smoke begins to ooze from the Dragon Balls, eventually forming into a large, blue dragon that nobody has seen before. As the foul smoke moves forth from the broken Dragon Balls, this new dragon looms ominously over the planet. But what does his evil presence signify, and what horrible dangers have fallen upon the Earth? Find out when we summarize the Shadow Dragon saga of Dragon Ball GT.